Hello and welcome to Deception Diaries. I hope you enjoy this story. Let's begin. The office was eerily quiet, the only sound the tapping of my fingers on the keyboard as I worked late into the night. I'm Nate Thompson, a software engineer in Seattle, burning the midnight oil to finish a major project. The deadline was looming, and I couldn't afford any delays. My phone buzzed, breaking the silence. It was a message from my friend Lucas Parker, the owner of a trendy nightclub downtown. "Hey Nate, you need to see this. Your wife, Jenna, is here with some guy. Well, just see for yourself." Dread filled my veins as I opened the video attachment. My heart sank as I witnessed my wife, Jenna, passionately kissing and dancing with another man. To make matters worse, I spotted her brother, Ryan, in the background, seemingly encouraging their illicit behavior. I sat in my office chair, numb with disbelief, replaying the video over and over, hoping it was a mistake. But the truth was undeniable. My wife was betraying me right before my eyes. With shaking hands, I called Lucas, desperate for confirmation. "Lucas, it's Nate. Is this for real? Tell me what you saw." I pleaded, my voice cracking with emotion. "I'm so sorry man," Lucas replied solemnly. "It's true. Jenna's been all over that guy for the past hour, and Ryan's been egging them on." The weight of Jenna's betrayal hit me like a ton of bricks. My mind raced with questions. How long had this been going on? Who was this other man? And how could her own brother condone such deceit? The next day, I could barely function at work. My mind was consumed with thoughts of Jenna's affair, and a burning desire for revenge took hold. Lucas called me again in the evening, confirming that Jenna and her lover were back at the club, accompanied by her brother Ryan. That was the final straw. I devised a plan to expose Jenna's infidelity in front of her parents, Linda and Peter. I instructed Lucas to give Jenna and her lover special treatment, taking them to a private room. "Keep them there, Lucas. I'll be there soon with Jenna's parents," I said. My voice laced with determination. I then called Linda and Peter, hinting that they needed to see something important regarding their daughter. They agreed to meet me at the club, unaware of the bombshell they were about to witness. The tension was palpable as I entered the nightclub, Jenna's parents in tow. My heart pounded like a jackhammer, fueled by a potent mix of anger and determination. I led Linda and Peter through the dimly lit corridors, their faces etched with concern. "Nate, what's going on? Why did you bring us here?" Linda asked, her voice laced with apprehension. "You'll see," I replied tersely, steeling myself for the confrontation ahead. We reached the private room, and I took a deep breath before swinging open the door. The sight that greeted us was sickening: Jenna, her lover, and her brother Ryan caught in the act, their faces frozen in shock. "Linda, Peter, this is what your daughter and son have been hiding." I spat out, gesturing towards the scene of betrayal. Jenna's eyes widened in horror. "Nate, I can explain," she stammered, her voice trembling. "Explain what, Jenna?" Linda snapped, her maternal instincts giving way to fury. "Explain how you could do this to your husband." Peter's gaze landed on Ryan, disappointment etched across his features. "Ryan, you were supposed to look after your sister, not help her deceive Nate." The room fell silent, the tension thick enough to cut with a knife. I pulled out my phone, my fingers shaking slightly, and played the incriminating video Lucas had sent me. Jenna's embrace with her lover, Ryan's complicit presence, it was all laid bare for her parents to witness. Linda gasped, her hand covering her mouth in dismay. "Jenna, how could you? And Ryan, you're just as guilty." Peter shook his head, his expression a mix of anger and shame. "This is despicable. We raised you better than this." Jenna's lover, his identity still a mystery to me, shrank back, trying to make himself as small as possible. Ryan, on the other hand, stood defiant, as if challenging us to pass judgment. Rage boiled within me, and before I could stop myself, my fist connected with Jenna's lover's jaw. He stumbled back, clutching his face in pain, before turning and fleeing the room like a coward. "Nate, please, I'm sorry. Listen to me," Jenna pleaded, tears streaming down her face. But her pleas fell on deaf ears. "There's nothing to explain, Jenna. You betrayed me," I snarled, my voice dripping with venom. Linda stepped forward, her expression stony. "Both of you, Jenna and Ryan, are no longer welcome in our home." Peter nodded in agreement. "You've brought shame to our family. I don't know if I can ever forgive you." As Jenna and Ryan stood there, disgraced and dejected, I felt a twisted sense of satisfaction. The truth was out, and they would face the consequences of their actions. In the days that followed, I found myself consumed by a burning desire for revenge. Jenna's betrayal had left a gaping wound in my heart, and I vowed to make those responsible pay dearly. With a steely determination, I leveraged my connections to dig deeper into the sordid affairs of Nick and Ryan. What I uncovered was a twisted web of deceit. Nick had heavily invested in Ryan's struggling restaurant, and it became clear why Ryan had aided in covering up his sister's infidelity. The investment was his motivation, his greed overriding any semblance of loyalty or morality. "I'll make sure they regret ever crossing me," I muttered through gritted teeth, a plan for retribution slowly taking shape in my mind. I began by spreading insidious rumors about health violations and poor management at Ryan's establishment. Whispers of rodent infestations and unsanitary practices soon reached the ears of the authorities, and my efforts paid off. The restaurant was shuttered due to numerous safety violations. Ryan and Nick, desperate to salvage their tarnished reputations, tried to fight back. They launched a smear campaign against me, accusing me of fabricating the allegations out of spite, but their attempts only backfired, drawing more unwanted attention to their misdeeds. The bad press and legal issues piled up, burying them under a mountain of debt and disgrace. Jenna's infidelity and Ryan's complicity became the talk of the town, and they found themselves ostracized from polite society. As I watched their downfall unfold, a twisted sense of satisfaction washed over me. They had brought this upon themselves, and they would reap the consequences of their actions. With the dust settled and justice served, I filed for divorce, determined to leave the dark chapter of Jenna's betrayal behind me. The pain lingered like a phantom limb, but I found solace in my newfound freedom. I reconnected with old friends, savoring the simple pleasures of life that had been denied to me during my tumultuous marriage, and I poured myself into my career, determined not to let the past define my future. One evening, as I shared a drink with Lucas at his club, he raised his glass and a toast. "You did the right thing, Nate. You deserve better." I nodded, a small smile playing on my lips. "Thanks, Lucas. It's been a tough ride, but I'm ready to move on." As I looked out over the bustling dance floor, I felt a sense of closure wash over me. The future was uncertain, but I knew I would face it with strength and resilience, leaving the ghosts of Jenna, Ryan, and Nick behind to pick up the pieces of their shattered lives. Justice had been served, and I could finally look forward to a brighter, happier future. One that was wholly my own. Dear viewers, if you enjoyed the story, please support the video by liking it and leaving a comment. Thank you very much.